Most people think the stock market only pays investors in one way, when stock prices go up. But what if I told you there's a way to get paid every single month, even if you never sell your stocks? No day trading, no risky options, no complicated strategies. Just dividend income hitting your account regularly. Here's the interesting part. Most dividend stocks actually don't pay monthly. They usually pay once every 3 months. So most beginners assume that monthly income from stocks is impossible. But smart investors discovered a simple dividend loophole that can turn quarterly dividend payments into monthly income streams. This strategy uses something called a dividend calendar, combined with carefully selected monthly dividend, and once you understand how it works, you can start building a portfolio that sends you cash payments almost every month of the year. In this video, I'm going to show you the monthly dividend strategy investors use to create consistent income, the dividend calendar trick that most beginners don't know about, and some stocks that actually pay dividends every single month. Let's break it down step by step. How dividend payments actually work. Before we talk about the loophole, you first need to understand how dividends really work. A dividend is simply a portion of a company's profits that gets paid to shareholders. When you own shares of a dividend-paying company, that company may distribute part of its earnings to you as a cash payment. Think of it like owning a small piece of a business that regularly sends you money. Many large companies are known for paying dividends, especially companies that generate stable profits year after year. But here's the key thing many beginners don't realize. Most companies don't pay dividends every month. Instead, they usually follow a quarterly payment schedule, which means they pay 4 times per year. For example, a company might pay dividends in January, April, July, October. So if you own that stock, you'll only receive 4 payments per year. Another company might pay dividends in February, May, August, November, and another one might pay in March, June, September, December. Each company follows its own dividend calendar. Now here's where things start getting interesting. Most investors buy dividend stocks randomly without paying attention to when the dividends are paid. But smart investors do something different. They build their portfolio based on the dividend schedule. And that's where the monthly income strategy begins. The monthly dividend strategy. Now let's talk about the dividend loophole. Even though most dividend stocks pay every 3 months, you can combine multiple dividend stocks to create monthly income. Here's how it works. Imagine you own 3 different dividend stocks. Stock A pays dividends in January, April, July, October. Stock B pays dividends in February, May, August, November. Stock C pays dividends in March, June, September, December. Individually, each stock still pays quarterly, but together, something interesting happens. You now receive a dividend payment in January from stock A, then February from stock B, then March from stock C. Then the cycle repeats again in April. This means your portfolio now produces income every single month. This strategy is often called dividend staggering. Instead of relying on one company, you create a small portfolio where dividend payments are spread across the entire year. So while each company still pays quarterly, your portfolio produces consistent monthly cash flow. This is the exact strategy many passive income investors use. And it gets even better when you combine it with something called a dividend calendar, the dividend calendar trick. Now let's talk about the dividend calendar trick that makes this strategy work. A dividend calendar simply shows which companies pay dividends during each month of the year. Instead of randomly buying dividend stocks, investors study the calendar and select companies based on their payment months. For example, if your goal is monthly income, you might choose one company that pays in January, April, July, October, another that pays in February, May, August, November, and another that pays in March, June, September, December. Once these stocks are combined into one portfolio, you now receive payments every month. Some investors take this strategy even further. Instead of owning just 3 dividend stocks, they build portfolios of 10, 15, or even 20 dividend companies. Each company contributes a small payment at different times of the year. Over time, those payments start to create a steady income stream. This is why many dividend investors focus on dividend consistency, dividend growth, and dividend payment schedules. But there's an even easier way to get monthly income from stocks, and that's by investing in companies that already pay dividends every single month. Stocks that pay dividends every month, believe it or not. Some companies actually pay dividends every month instead of every quarter. These are called monthly dividend stocks. They're especially popular among investors who want consistent passive income. Many of these companies belong to industries like real estate investment trusts, also known as REITs, income funds. High-yield dividend REITs are particularly well known for monthly dividends because they are required to distribute most of their profits to shareholders. This makes them attractive for investors who want regular cash flow. Another advantage of monthly dividend stocks is that they can make income planning easier. Instead of waiting 3 months between payments, investors receive smaller but more frequent payments. However, there's something important to remember. High dividend yields can sometimes be a warning sign. If a company is paying extremely high dividends, it could mean the dividend might not be sustainable. That's why experienced investors always analyze things like company earnings, dividend payout ratio, debt levels, dividend history. The goal isn't just to find high dividends. The goal is to find reliable dividends that can continue for many years. And when those reliable dividend stocks are combined with the dividend calendar strategy, the results can be powerful. Example, monthly dividend portfolio. Let's look at a simple example of how this strategy might work. Imagine an investor builds a small dividend portfolio with just 3 companies. Stock A pays dividends in January, April, July, October. Stock B pays in February, May, August, November. Stock C pays in March, June, September, December. Now the investor receives 12 dividend payments per year instead of just 4. That's already a big improvement. But some investors take it even further. They add monthly dividend stocks to the portfolio. This means they receive smaller payments every month, plus additional quarterly payments from other companies. Over time, as the portfolio grows and more shares are purchased, those dividend payments can increase. And when dividends are reinvested, the portfolio can grow even faster thanks to compound growth. This is why many long-term investors focus on dividend income strategies. Instead of trying to time the market or predict stock prices, they focus on building assets that generate consistent cash flow. And the earlier someone starts building a dividend portfolio, the more powerful compounding can become. So, let's quickly recap the dividend loophole that can help investors get paid every month. First, most dividend stocks pay quarterly, not monthly. But by combining multiple dividend stocks with different payment schedules, investors can create monthly income streams. Second, using a dividend calendar allows investors to strategically choose companies that cover all months of the year. And third, some companies already pay monthly dividends, which can make income even more consistent. When these strategies are combined, investors can transform simple dividend payments into a reliable income system. And over time, that income can grow as companies increase their dividends and portfolios expand. The key is starting early and staying consistent, because the longer you hold dividend-paying investments, the more powerful that income stream can become. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more investing strategies. And if you want me to make a video on the best monthly dividend stocks investors are buying right now, comment dividends below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.